Welcome. Thank you for watching this video presented by CostStoreFixtures. Questions should be emailed to CostStoreFixtures@outlook.com. This application uses the Microsoft Excel spreadsheet program. Microsoft and Excel are trademarks and property of Microsoft Corporation. A Microsoft Corporation license is required to use the Excel program. The instruction example covers foundation principles and demonstrates the process by calculating the cost of a pedestal fixture step by step. Each instruction example consists of a macro button and a cell comment. To read the text of the macro before clicking the button, hover over the cell to the right of the button and the text of the macro is displayed. Complete the instruction example to develop an understanding and proficiency at preparing a cost workup. The instructions example is on the instruction sheet. The instructions sheet is the window currently displayed. The example starts at row 157. To get to the example, click the fourth button labeled B.000 Example Cost Workup Pedestal. The focus of step 3 of the 3 steps is on the analysis of the results of the data entered. Example item 3.1.03 Cost Workup Difficulties. The most difficult aspect of this application is the theoretical nature of sections and the conceptual nature of components. Sections in theory are defined by the persons calculating the cost workup or the persons fabricating the fixture. Components are the identification of the materials that will be fabricated into the fixture by either those preparing the cost workup and the persons fabricating the fixture. There is no set delineation of either sections or components. In other words, there is no right way or wrong way to define sections or components. Logically, the first difficulty that not all new users encounter is the ability to convert a drawing, sketch, verbal description, or actual existing fixture into components and parts by section. For the most basic fixture, breaking it down into sections and components may not be necessary because the unit can be fabricated as a single item. There is only one way to define the materials and processes necessary to fabricate a fixture. Every fixture or component are a combination of a finite number of parts and a finite number of processes. It is more important to include no less and no more than the actual parts required to fabricate the fixture. As the complexity of fixtures increase, the division of the fixture into components should probably increase. Break down the fixture into components and parts as needed to fit shop circumstances. If a component seems too complicated, divide that component into other components. If a component is still too complicated, break down the component into a group of components and parts. When dividing components into additional components and parts, be careful not to duplicate items. Another difficulty encountered when learning this process is locating where to enter the dimensions for components and parts. Users' experience reduces that problem. The elevation sheets are provided to help users locate the correct cells to enter dimensions on the project dimension sheet. The function of the elevation sheets is covered in the instructions example. Repetitive use improves the user's understanding of the process and the improvement of their efficiency. The flexibility of this application is highlighted by the user's ability to select the combination of components and parts that are included in the workup. This example 3.1.03 is completed. Continue the instructions example by clicking item 3.1.04.